everybody. Welcome to the Steckline Report. I don't know if you've been watching the oil price, but I bet you've been watching the gas and diesel prices, haven't you? Watching them go down. Big time. Hey, we want to talk about that and what it means to those of us in agriculture here in a minute. Plus, Ebola. Don't want to talk much about that because I don't even like to say the word. Terrible, terrible disease. But stand by. We're going to talk about both of those issues in a minute.
My grandfather came across the plains from Missouri in the 1860s and ran a hotel and stage stop here with livery stable, and it's been in the family ever since. We run probably about 100 cows here and 250 over at the other ranch. I'm sure there are other banks we could have dealt with, but they've been so friendly and know what the ups and downs are in the business. American Ag Credit is like a family for us for financial help.
Well, we've got 4-year lows, friends, in the crude oil price. The gasoline prices at the pump are going way down, below $3. But I believe we've got below $3 in diesel around the country too, especially in different places. And is that a time for those of us in agriculture to take advantage of it and fill up those tanks? Well, I would think it would sure cause us to think about it, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it. This oil price has caught a lot of people by surprise. I was reading Wall Street Journal here recently, and the so-called hot shots that know what's going on in that business, futures, missed it completely, and so did a lot of other people. But we should not miss these lower prices in locking up some fuel prices, folks, for next year. If you have the wherewithal to do it, I think it's time to take a look at that. I'm going to do it. I've already done a little, but not as much as I want, and so I'm going to get after that. In the meantime, Ebola hitting this country has got a lot of people on edge, and well, it should have. While the United States comes to grips with it, folks, the people in Africa have got a terrible problem, as you all know, not only with the saving of lives, but also feeding them. It looks like their agricultural ministry says that the mainstay of their economy, being agriculture, is in total shambles. Their Minister of Agriculture says the economy is down if agriculture is down, so you know what's going on there. The World Food Bank program and the World Bank are working on ways to try to help humanitarianly with getting food to the right people. But in the meantime, folks, they've got farms that are shutting down completely. They don't have any inputs, they don't have any wherewithal to get anything done. In fact, agricultural areas hit by the disease, about 40% of their farms are abandoned, they say. And they cite incidents in which whole towns have been nearly wiped out because of cultural traditions involving large community funerals. All the farms are abandoned. We are trapped now, says one person that was interviewed living there. Our hearts go out to them, and I keep thinking about something terrible. I think we ought to just think about it, but what it could do to havoc our food industry in the United States if by chance somebody in the food chain had the disease. Let's not think about that. Lawmakers are really upset about EPA, and they want them to withdraw the proposed water issue that we've been talking about so much about. In fact, a group of Republican senators sent a letter to the EPA Administrator, Rita Rippeter, saying that the process has been biased. EPA has been dishonest with the American public on a number of fronts, says this letter. Undoubtedly, there's a disconnect between regulatory reality and the administration's utopian view of the proposed waters of the United States rule. The senators said in this letter, "We believe this reflects the EPA's and the Corps' refusal to listen to thousands of Americans who have asked that the proposed rule be immediately withdrawn. Indeed," they say, "there have been several examples of bias against the proposed rule's critics." The letters were signed by a big group of senators across the country. Oklahoma, Jim Inhofe was one of them. Jerry Moran from Kansas. In any event, the senators allege EPA's misled the public on claiming the rule was based on requests for clarification in the Act. And there's a time to comment until about the middle of November, folks. You might look this up. I think it's November the 14th or something like that. They want it not only stretched out, but maybe even killed. And these senators are serious, and as many as of them are, they may get something done. I sure hope so. Live exports of cattle, growing. Never thought about this. And Russia's included multiple reasons why they need good breeding stock. worldwide exports, listen to this, of U.S. beef females rocketing from 546 head in 2008, almost 54,000 head in 2012. The Department of Commerce says beef bull exports topped 1,000 head in 2012, and we've got some people from our part of the country. I see that Bush Rush Rat Angus of Strong City, Kansas made the news with DTN. They're one that's doing some shipping. But it looks like, folks, Russian buyers are ready to do some buying. If you can get everything worked out with them, you're a pretty good seller. I know, I've dealt with them for a while. Any event, nice to have you aboard today. See you on the next Steckline.